Hey, what's going on, everybody? Welcome to Stepping Stones Live. I'm your host, Thompson. Man, so glad that you tuned in this week. Oh man, we got a great show planned for you guys today. If this is your first time tuning in, make sure you keep it locked right here on your social media feed. This is the show where we mix a little bit of seriousness with silliness, with spirituality, all in one simple show on your social media feed. Man, thanks to everybody who's been rocking with us since day one. This is episode 5, man. We've had a really good time. If you didn't tune in to last month's series, Holiday Hardships, I encourage you to go back and check out those shows. You can see those right on our Conquering Steps Services page. Also, you can go to Csteps.org. Each and every show is listed there, man. We dealt with things last month like anxiety, depression, how to get over family fights, and more. We had some great special guests. And so I encourage you that if you did not catch last month's series, please go in, check them out. I guarantee you they will be a blessing to you. But hey, it's December. It's the holiday season. Everybody's in the Christmas spirit. The year is winding down, man, right? Can you believe it that 2018 is almost here? 2017 is coming to an end. And for a lot of you, this has been probably a good year. Maybe for some of you it's not so good of a year. And so all month of December, I'm going to give you some tips, some tools on how to move into 2018 with some momentum. If you've been rocking with Csteps for a while, back in 2016 we toured, and then I finished 2016 doing a seminar called Motivating Momentum. And I talked to a lot of people and they said that's still blessing them to this day. So I wanted to bring it to you, our social media viewing audience. I want to give you what I gave those who were at the conference, ways to build momentum going into 2018. Because I always tell people there's no better time to start than right now. And so if you had a bad year and you're looking to have a better year next year, I guarantee you don't want to miss any show this month as I break down all the things that you need to do to have a better 2018 than you had of 2017. So it's going to be a real good time. We're going to have a ball. We are announcing the winner of the Visa gift card who's been rocking with us again and just watching the show. So thank you so much for tuning in. So let's talk about it, man. 2017 is almost over. We have less than 30 days left in this year. And praise God, man, you're still here. You made it. Whether you had some ups and some downs, you are still here. You still made it. But maybe it wasn't what you wanted it to be. And you're trying to figure out what to do different. How are you going to change your 2018? I say start right now. Start right now. Here's why I say that. So I go to the gym often. I'm at the gym, quite often I go to the YMCA here where I'm at. And when I go to the YMCA, always around January, it's always funny to me. Around January, when I start going to the gym, there's no parking spots. I always got to park like across the street. It's like not even parking spots at all. And I always laugh because I say, this will last about a month, maybe even 2 months max. And then all the what I like to call New Year's resolution people who set the goal to lose weight often just kind of fade away because they really didn't have any momentum. They just say, you know what, beginning of the year, I'm going to get healthy. That's what I'm going to do. And they go to the gym and all of a sudden they fall off. And so, it always kind of tickles me that when I, come January, I already expect that a lot of people are trying to make some changes. They're attempting to make some changes, and then they don't stick with the change because they didn't do some of the things that I'm going to give you today to sustain what they're trying to do. I'm not a believer in New Year's resolutions. I don't make resolutions at all. I make changes, and I want to teach you some of the changes that you really need to make going into 2018. And also, I'm going to teach you today, too, how to be the perfect Christmas shopper. So let's just jump right into this thing. The first thing that you need to do to have momentum going into 2018, I want you to know you have to have a made up mind. Yeah, you gotta have a made up mind. I want you to understand the importance of having a made up mind. You should be looking at a graphic right now, and let me say it like this. Having a made up mind is equal to having an unlimited supply of money. You can go and do whatever you want with hardly any restrictions. That should bless somebody right there alone. Just having a made up mind. So many people, we just let life take us to and fro, and we haven't made a decision, or we haven't made up in our mind what we are going to do, what we're trying to do. We need to make up our minds what it is that we're trying to do. So let me encourage you. The first tip that I want to give you to move into 2018 with some positive momentum, you've got to have a made up mind. You've got to know exactly what it is that you're trying to do, where you're trying to go, what you're trying to accomplish, because if you don't have your mind made up on that thing, you won't do it at all. And so let me give you some tips and some keys to having a made up mind. But before I give you those tips and those keys, let me tell you a little bit. I'm gonna brag on my wife a little bit. It could be a gift and a curse. I tell people, man, be like my wife. My wife, Natalie, she has this what I like to call pit bull mentality sometimes. She will say, baby, I want XYZ. So let's say it's a particular article of clothing. And we'll go to one store, and guess what? If it's not at that store, we go into another store. And if it's not at that store, we go into another store. And if it's not at that store, we travel across town to go to another store. And then if we can't do it there, we're going online. And she does whatever she has to get that item of clothing. And sometimes it's not clothes. Sometimes it's food. It's like, I don't care what we got to do. I want that, and I'm going to get it. Man, if you can get that type of mentality, that you made your mind up on that I'm trying to be something different. I'm trying to lose weight. I'm trying to stop smoking. I'm trying to be a better parent. If you can make your mind up and set your mind on that thing, I guarantee you, you can have that pit bull mentality that you are locked in, and you're going to do everything that you can to get that thing. So be like my wife, but here's some real tips on having a made up mind and how to reach those goals that you're trying to reach in 2018. The first thing that you want to do is you want to set some goals for yourself. You want to really set some goals for yourself. And a lot of people talk about goal setting and what does a goal look like and how should I set that goal. There's a graphic getting ready to pop up. I'm going to tell you exactly how to set goals. So here's what you need to do. You need to set an achievable and attainable goal that borders the line of difficult but not yet impossible. I think that's worth saying again. You need to make sure your goals are achievable and attainable, but they border difficult. They border the line of difficult, but not yet impossible. You don't want to set your goals where they're impossible to reach, because if you can't reach it or you can't see it, the likelihood of you giving up on that thing is really, really high. So you want to make sure that you outline some goals that are achievable and attainable and difficult. You don't want it to be too easy. You want to set some things that are kind of hard for you to get, but don't make it impossible. And also, as you're trying to get there, make sure that you celebrate the small victories as you're trying to get to the bigger victory. You know what I mean? So I'm a big football fan, and I love when players celebrate first downs. And people were like, why are they celebrating the first down? It's not even a touchdown. But watch this, getting that first down is helping you reach the ultimate goal of getting a touchdown. Some of you guys have got to start getting some first downs in your life. And as you start to get those first downs, it'll get you close to that end zone to get that touchdown. So make sure that you set your goals where they are achievable, attainable, difficult, but not impossible. And so once you do that, you can start to build some momentum because your mind's made up on that thing. You're celebrating some victories as you're starting to get there. You're starting right now. Everything is locked in. But what do you do? Well, let me give you one more key. Once you've made up your mind, once you've set those goals, the next thing that you want to do, once you've set those goals, is you want to become selfishly stubborn. Yeah. You want to become selfishly stubborn. And you're probably wondering, like, man, what? You telling me to be selfishly stubborn? Yeah. You want to make sure that what you're doing is for you and for you alone. You want to make sure that your goals are your goals. You're not having somebody else's goals pushed on you. You're not having somebody else's vision pushed into your life. You want to become selfishly stubborn and make sure that your motivation for doing what you're doing is for you. Yes, outside factors can come into play and you can be doing it and living for someone else or something like that. But make sure it's your heart's desire. Make sure you become selfishly stubborn and stuck on that thing, that nothing can derail you from what you're trying to do. Don't let anything derail you. So you become selfishly stubborn. I'm selfishly stubborn with some of the things that I'm trying to do in ministry and in business, and I don't let anything really deter me from that. So you have to become selfishly stubborn, because people will attempt, I promise you, people will attempt to take you off your game. People will attempt to throw you off. People will throw things in your face and in your way that may kind of deter you. But once you've got your mind made up, you've set your goals, you've started now, and you've become selfishly stubborn, nothing will knock you. So that's just my tips, number one, for this week on how to move into 2018 with some positive momentum. A, you got to make up your mind. That made up mind is important. You got to have your mind locked and loaded and set into some things. B, you got to make sure that you set achievable and attainable goals that are difficult but not yet impossible. And then C, you have to become selfishly stubborn and not be distracted by anything. And so moving into next week, I want to let you know, next week, tune in for the second tip. This is just one tip, and you have to do all three of these tips that I'm going to give you in order to move into 2018 with some positive momentum. So I hope that helps somebody. I hope somebody's blessed by that. I hope somebody's encouraged by that. I hope somebody's writing, taking notes. And I tell people all the time, it's better to have a long pencil than a short memory. I think that might have went over somebody's head. Let me say that again. It's better to have a long pencil than a short memory. So, hey, hopefully when you're watching, you're taking some notes, you're cluing in, you go back and watch the replay of this because we really want to bless you. But, man, let's talk about some Christmas. Let's talk about Christmas shopping. Man, how many people out there, hey, chime in, comment, say what you have to say. But how many people have finished their Christmas shopping? Or how many people haven't even started Christmas shopping yet? How many people are like, man, I don't even know where to start. To my parents out there trying to figure out what to get for their kids. Man, let me help you help you be the perfect Christmas shopper. I guarantee you this works. If you put this in place, it works and it blesses you. First, let me say, don't put so much pressure on yourself to get the perfect gift. Don't put so much pressure on yourself to get the perfect gift. Don't try to make sure you're getting everything just right. Don't put that pressure. Remember, Christmas is not necessarily about the gifts. We've too often made Christmas about the gifts. And we've too often put pressure on ourselves to make sure that we're getting the right gifts or trying to do that. And we got anxiety. We got all kind of stuff going on. We going broke. We going into debt. Let me pause right there. Even though this is not something that I have wanted to talk to you about, please be careful about going into debt. Move in this Christmas season. I know so many people make the mistake of maxing out their credit cards and overextending themselves to get gifts for people, and then moving into 2018, you've already set yourself back financially or some type of deficit, and you're waiting for tax dollars to come back so you can start to pay off some of those credit cards. Don't make that mistake. Don't make that mistake of going into debt over trying to deliver the perfect gift. But let me digress on that. But hey, here's three simple tools. Here's three things that you should do to help become the perfect Christmas shopper. And I learned this a long time ago, and I do this. I practice this. I ask people to do this. Also, if you're commenting, hey, what's on your Christmas list? Let people know what's on your Christmas list. This is how you become the perfect Christmas shopper. Number one, you want anybody that you're getting a gift for that's significant, have them make 3 lists. You want 3 lists from them. Here's what the lists are. You want them to give you a wish list. You want them to give you a wants list, and you want them to give you a needs list. Parents, trust me, do this with your kids. Do this with your kids. Have your kids give you a wish list, a want list, and a needs list. And here's the key thing. If you're a parent, I can guarantee you that you know exactly what your kids need. So that's easy to figure out what their needs are. If you're a parent, I'm sure you know what your kids wish they had, or you wish they had. And then, of course, you know what your kids want because your kids tell you what they want. If you're a married couple, if you're married, I'm sure you know what your husband or wife wants. You definitely know what they need, but have them write out these lists. So let me give you a breakdown of what these lists look like and the difference between all these lists. So let's start off with the needs list. And I'll kind of give you a little bit of what's on my needs list and my wants list and my wish list. So if my wife is watching, she's probably like, oh, I'm tuned in. She's locked in. She can figure out what exactly her husband wants, needs, and wishes for Christmas. Anybody that wants to bless me, I'm not opposed to anybody blessing anything that's on this list. So a needs list are things that people need or that you know they need. So for example, on my needs list, I'm in need right now of a new wallet. Let me just show you something right here. Put it on camera. My wallet is literally like falling apart right now. It's overstuffed. It's kind of raggedy. That's a need. You know, I need a new wallet. Most of the time on your needs list, there are things are kind of inexpensive. They're needs, and so I need a new wallet. That's something very simple. Also on my needs list, I need a new bathrobe. My robe is kind of old. I have this red robe, and it's kind of raggedy now. So I need a new robe. A bathrobe is very, very inexpensive. You can find one at Walmart, Macy's, whatever the case may be. But I need a bathrobe. Those are just two things that are on my needs list. So moving from the needs list, let's move to the wish list. So, and I'm breaking down the discrepancy too between the wish and the want list. So the wish list is simply this: I wish I had right now. So some of you right now are saying, man, I wish I had. You can be in the kitchen trying to do something and saying you wish you had XYZ. So on my wish list, right now, I wish I had a navy blue suit. It's not necessarily a need, because I don't need a suit because I have suits. The difference between need and wish is a need is something that you need. A wish is something that you just wish you had. So I wish I had a navy blue suit. I have different color suits, so it's not like I'm hurting for clothing, but I wish I had a navy blue suit. So that is on my wish list. Another thing on my wish list is I wish I had a nice new set of tools. So when I'm working on cars or working on projects around the house, it's something that I wish I had. Do I need it? No, because I have some tools. But I wish I had, a set of tools. So I hope you see the difference between the need list and the wish list. And now here's the want list. Here's the thing. This is the want list. So the want list is kind of the big ticket item that people want. I want a Nintendo Switch. There we go. It's kind of pricey. I want a Nintendo Switch. I don't need a Nintendo Switch. I don't wish I had a Nintendo Switch. I just want a Nintendo Switch. Other things that I may possibly want. I want a new radio for my car. So I want an in-dash TV for my car. Is it a need? No. Is it a wish? No. But is it a want? Heck yeah. And so you're probably saying, how does this help me become the perfect Christmas shopper? It's very simple. If you can get people one item out of each category, if you're able, if you can help get people one item out of each category, you've done it. You've done it. If you can meet a need, if you can meet a wish they had, and you can get a want, you've done it, because you've made that person extremely happy. You've got them something that they needed, you've got them something that they wanted, and you got them something that they wish they had. And so if you're a parent, talk to your kids and say, hey, what do you wish? Or you should know these things. So this is a simple way where you don't have to stress yourself out. You don't have to overextend yourself. The wish, the want, and the need. And you can become the perfect Christmas shopper. Look for deals that are out there. Do some online shopping. Don't overextend yourself. You can do this. Don't be so pressured to try to get everything on somebody's want list, because you'll feel disappointed. If you just go off people's wants list, you'll probably disappoint a lot of people, or you'll feel disappointed. You'll feel like, man, they couldn't get on what they wanted. But it's not always about what they want. Sometimes you got to feel the need, sometimes you got to feel the wish, and sometimes you got to feel the want. And also look for resources that are out there. I know all of us aren't in a position financially where we can do a lot of things, look for organizations that can help be a blessing to you. Don't be afraid to reach out to organizations that are out there. Toys for Tots is a great organization where you can, if there's still time, sign up and make sure that your kids get something. Make sure that you're looking to churches who are trying to be a blessing. I know some churches give out coats for kids, and that coat could be something that they need. A coat could be a need, and you can have that need met without even having to extend yourself financially. Look for ways to maximize the moment, to minimize your spending, but also to create great memories. The best thing about the Christmas season is that you get to be around family, and you get to be around friends, and you get to come together, and you get to spend time, and you get to give to one another. The key is about the giving. It's not necessarily always about the gift, but for those of you who do place the burden on the gift getting, like I said, have people make that list, have them put lots of things on those lists. Don't just have them put a few things. Talk to them, see what it is. Let them know, okay, identify what those lists look like. Talk to your husband, talk to your wife, like, hey, sweetheart, what's on your wish list? What do you wish you had? That's great. What's on your want list? What do you want? Oh, okay. What do you need? And if you're a wife, I'm sure my wife knows exactly what I need. She already knows exactly what I need. And so, these are simple ways. Make sure that you're willing to shop at different places. Don't wait till the last minute. Waiting to the last minute is always a bad thing because that adds a level of stress. It adds a level of anxiety that you don't even need. Hopefully you've already started prepping. Now you've got the tree up and you've got certain things planned. Don't hesitate to use layaway. If you have to use resources like layaway, go to places that have layaway. That's how you become the perfect Christmas shopper. That's how you do it. Next week, we'll be dealing with where to find the perfect gift. I'll show you how and where to find the perfect gift. And I want to hear from you guys. Let me know what gifts you are looking for. And I will help you find them for a really, really cheap price. I promise you we can help you with that. Also, next week, man, don't miss this. I really want to hear what you guys have to say on this topic. At what point in time, if at any, do you tell your kids about Santa Claus? When do you tell your kids that Santa Claus is or isn't real? I won't spill the beans to some people who might be listening with their kids right now. I don't want to break any hearts or encourage them to do so. At what point do you tell, your kids about Santa? Hey, we want to hear your stories too. So this is just a sneak peek into next week, a little bit of, really getting into something just fun. At what point did you find out about Santa Claus, that he is or isn't real? And we'll be dealing with too, as Christians, how do you deal with the Santa Claus thing and all of that. So man, we really want to help you with that. So before we go to break, I just want to recap again for those of you who have just tuned in. God bless you. Really want to encourage you again. Going into 2018, building positive momentum, you have to have a made up mind. I can't reiterate that enough. You have to have a made up mind. Once you've made up your mind, like I said in the beginning, it's like having unlimited money. You can go anywhere and do anything with limited restrictions. So make up your mind. And the scripture tells us, man, that Romans 12, 1 and 2, you want to have a made up mind. How can somebody change their ways? The scripture tells us that, man, be not conformed to the ways of this world, but be ye transformed by the renewing of your mind. So you want to renew your mind. You want to make your mind up new. If you did it in the past, what you did in the past, if it didn't work, you want to do something different. So you want to make up your mind and do something very, very different. So make sure you do that. And remember, the keys of having a made up mind, you want to set achievable and attainable goals that border the line of difficult, but not yet impossible. I'm going to say that again. I know the slide is probably getting ready to come up there for you. When you're setting your goals and your vision for 2018, you want to make sure that you are setting goals that are achievable and attainable, but border the line of difficult, but not yet impossible. I'll tell you, like one of my spiritual mentors told me, they said, make sure that your goals are in reach, but they're not in grasp. You want to make sure that you can see it, but that you can't necessarily grab it. Because if you can grab it, then there's no need for you to keep going after it. But as long as you can see it, you'll keep going higher, you'll keep reaching, you'll keep doing better, you'll keep trying to improve. So make sure you do that. And last but not least, become selfishly stubborn. Make sure that what you're trying to do moving into 2018 is for you and for you alone. Make sure that it's for you. And let me pause real quick parenthetically and say this. Please don't hear what I'm not saying. I'm a firm believer that everything we do it heartily unto the Lord and not unto man. So to all my Christians, please don't start inboxing me and saying, but everything we're supposed to do is for the glory of God. Yes, I'm not saying don't. What I'm saying is that make sure that you have you in mind, and that as you do what you're doing for you, also will please the Father. And so I want to make sure that I'm clear on that, is that don't let anybody else influence you to do something that you don't necessarily want to do. Don't let anybody live vicariously through you. Don't let anybody push any agendas on you. Don't let anybody just barge in on your vision and change what you're trying to do. You have to have your own vision. You have to have your own purpose. You have to have your own goals. Yes, me and my wife are married. Yes, we work together, but there are some things that she's trying to achieve that she has to be selfishly stubborn about. And there are some things that I'm trying to achieve that I have to be selfishly stubborn about. And it doesn't mean that we're at odds. It doesn't mean that we're not working together. It just means my goals are different from hers. And we're both going to encourage each other and work to make sure we achieve that. And so make sure you do that. And again, if you want to be the best Christmas shopper, if you want those tips, make sure you tell people to give you a wish, a want, and a needs list. Make those lists out, get one off each list, and I guarantee you the person that you're getting the gift or the gifts for will be happy. But man, make sure you keep it locked. After we come back from break, the wisdom stone that God has given me for you this week, I promise you it will bless you. It blessed me. I've actually been using it to bless certain clients, man, as God has given me this message, this wisdom to give to you. Tell a friend, like, share, post. Many of you, I was just talking with the producer of the show, and he was like, we got people that just watch and they tune in exactly at the moment of the wisdom stone. I promise you, hey, tune in this week. If you know somebody who's had a tough year, if you know somebody who's struggled, if you know somebody who's been down, if you know somebody who's been out, they do not want to miss this wisdom stone that's coming up shortly after the top of the hour. It is going to bless them. So keep it locked right here on your social media feed, whether you watch it via Facebook, whether you tuned in from Instagram, Twitter, whatever the case may be, wherever you're watching, keep it locked. We'll be back right after this with Wednesday's Wisdom Stone, and we'll be announcing the winner of the Visa gift card. So we'll be back right here on Stepping Stones Live right after this short commercial break.
We would also like to take this time to acknowledge the brand that makes this all possible, Csteps, in which CL Thompson is the founder and CEO of. Everyone deserves the chance to walk into a better future. Conquering Steps can make this possible for you because of the help of others. Conquering Steps life coaches offer an array of different type of coaching services. There are individual services, family services, and even corporation services. Our mission is to provide coaching, counseling, and consulting services to those who have been hurt, abused, neglected, unloved, or have gotten off track. We wish to help these individuals, families, or organizations to succeed through our services, sacrifices, and healthy solutions and partnerships. Call us today at 855-707-8377. That is 855-70-STEPS. Every step you take matters, but none more important than the next. Again, that number is 855-707-8377. 855-70-STEPS. So go ahead and head over to csteps.org. Again, that number is 855-707-8377. 855-70-STEPS.
Text. This is where Jesus actually walked on the water, and he asked Peter to come, and Peter walked on the water, and Peter, sank. And then Jesus reached up and grabbed Peter, and Peter, they all got back on the boat. And I've watched a lot of preachers. I've heard a lot of preachers. A lot of people preach on this. A lot of people talk about this. They always talk about the fact that Peter took his eyes off Jesus. Yeah, and that's true. Peter did take his eyes off Jesus. And when he took his eyes off Jesus, Peter sank. And they put the emphasis on the sinking. But can I just tell you, I want to put the emphasis on that Peter got off the boat. watch this. All the disciples were on the boat when the storm was raging and Jesus was walking on the water. All the disciples were on the boat, but it was only one disciple that when Jesus said, "It's me," he asked Jesus, "Can it be you? Bid me to come." And Peter began to walk on the water. Can I tell you that he got off the boat? What does that mean for you? What does that look like for you? Can I tell you that there are some people that are on the boat right now that aren't willing to do something? Can I tell you that I want to challenge you to get off the boat of mediocrity? Can I tell you I want you to get off the boat of a mediocre mindset? Can I tell you I want you to get off the boat of a welfare mentality? Can I tell you that some of you are on the boat in a bad relationship, and all you need to do is get off the boat? And as you get off the boat and begin to do something, watch this, because the action is you get off the boat, because once you get off the boat, you can begin to do things that are impossible. And as you get off the boat, yes, it might be scary. Yes, it might be hard. Yes, it might seem impossible. But the fact of the matter is, it's the step that you take to get off the boat that makes the miracle happen in the first place. You know, we all What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Stepping Stones Live. Thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. I pray that the first half of the show really blessed some of you guys. I hope that you got that first tip moving into 2018 with some positive momentum to make up your mind. I hope you took some notes. I hope you gathered that. But this is, the reason why we do this show, the reason why we really want to, really spread the gospel. My whole life is about spreading the gospel, and I want to help you. And, this week's wisdom stone, really has come to me this week as I've dealt with a lot of clients who I asked them one question, most of my clients this week, and I was asking them, describe to me your 2017, whether they've been seeing me, since the beginning of the year, maybe they just started seeing me. And I asked them to describe to me your 2017, give me some words that how you felt based upon 2017. And what I ended up getting from a lot of clients, especially those who are kind of newer clients, they said that they were broken. They said that they were broken. And, I thought about that. And, there's a lot of you listening right now. There's a lot of you who are watching. Maybe you're not watching it right now, but when you do watch this replay, you can relate to the feelings of so many people that this year has really broken them. Whether it be the loss of a relationship, whether it be you've lost a loved one, whether it be that things didn't go right financially for you, maybe you got injured, maybe there's been all kinds of turmoil in your life, and this year maybe that business plan didn't get off the ground. Whatever the case may be, maybe you feel like this year you have been broken. I've been there before. And I think many of you who are listening, or many of you have watched, or many of you has been, if you live life long enough, just understand that there are some times, there are some things that will break you. And I said, God, what is it? What is it that you're trying to tell me that I keep hearing this resounding word that people are being broken? And what is it that you're trying to tell me, God, that I need to speak? And what is it that you want me to tell the people that are listening and that are watching, that are dealing with this brokenness that they're in? And I learned something, and I want to bless you. I want to encourage you today that being broken can be a blessing. Yeah, being broken can be a blessing. I want you to say that if you're watching, I want you to say that out loud, saying being broken can be a blessing. No matter what it was that broke you, can I tell you that being broken can really be a blessing? One of my favorite scriptures and one of the things that I love is Psalm 119 and 71. And the psalmist said this. He said, "It was good for me that I had been afflicted, Because had not I been afflicted, I wouldn't know the goodness of God. Can I tell somebody that's watching that sometimes God has to break you before he can bless you? And I know some of y'all really want me to preach this thing, but I really want to teach in this moment right now. I think about when Jesus fed the 5,000, not counting the women and children, and he took the little boy's lunch, and the scripture says that he broke it, then he blessed it. Oh, you just missed your shouting moment right there. Can I tell you that sometimes God has to break you so he can bless you? Sometimes you have to be broken to be blessed. And I started thinking in my mind about some things that happen and the benefits of being broken. And I thought about when the woman came and she broke the alabaster box over Jesus' feet and the aroma filled the room. Can I tell you that if it had not been for the breaking, there would be no aroma? I'm talking to somebody right now that sometimes it takes the breaking of you to be the blessing that you need. Yes, I know you might have lost that job, but it took you losing that job to usher you to find the new job that you like. Yes, I know that person may have broke your heart, but it took them breaking your heart for you to find the person that you really needed to. And maybe you needed to find yourself. I'm talking to somebody right now. Yes, maybe that family member hurt you, but it took them hurting you for you to understand that you needed some healing to happen. Sometimes the breaking, there's a blessing. Sometimes you have to go through some bad things in order to get to the good things. I'm talking to somebody. I want you to know that the breaking of you can be the blessing that you really need. Some of you, if you're not broken, you'll stay in the same position that you're in. Some of you, sometimes it takes the breaking to usher you into a new direction. Sometimes it takes the breaking of you to get you where you need to be. And I want to give you some quick points about the importance of when you're broken and what needs to happen. Let me give you these. Like I said, I know y'all want me to really preach this wisdom stone, but I really want to teach this because 2017 may have broken you, but I want you to find the blessing in the brokenness. Number one, don't allow brokenness to make you bitter. Oh man, that's so good. Don't allow brokenness to make you bitter. Some of you, if you allow it, brokenness will make you bitter. Can I tell you that if you allow being broken to make you bitter and you have bitterness in your heart, there's really no room for love. There's really no room for patience. There's really no room for peace because you allow the brokenness to reside. Don't allow brokenness to make you bitter, but allow it to make you better. Allow the brokenness that you've gone through to make you better. Allow it to push you to a new level. Allow the brokenness to help you seek God. Sometimes he has to break you to get you closer to him. Let me give you this second point. Point number two. If you allow bitterness to reside in your heart, there's no room, like I said, for anything else. So that's number two. I gave you kind of one and two together. A, don't allow brokenness to make you bitter. Allow it to make you better. Number two, don't allow it to take residence in your heart because then there's room for nothing else. Let me give you this third point, and I'm going to get out of your way so we can really open up the phone lines and open up the comment box. Number three, anything that's broken can be fixed. Oh, that's your shout right there. Anything that's broken can be fixed. And I've experienced that oftentimes things that are broken, when they get fixed, they work better than they did before they were even broken in the first place. Oh man, I'm preaching better than some of y'all responding. Sometimes it takes you being broken for God to fix you and make you better than you were before. Let me just be real transparent for you right now. Had it not been for God breaking me, I wouldn't be right here doing this show talking to each and every one of you. Had it not been for God breaking me, I didn't know what was on the inside. I had no idea. I thought I knew, but it took God really breaking me to get some other things that were on the inside of me, outside of me. It pushed me to another. It made me, challenged me to be better. It challenged me to look at myself. It challenged me to go a little bit higher because I was broken first. I'm like the psalmist. It was good for me that I had been afflicted because if I had not been afflicted, I wouldn't know how good God is. And can I suggest to you that when you're broken, don't worry about it. Like I said, all things can be fixed. And sometimes the breaking, the blessing in it is that God is still going to work it out for your good. My favorite scripture in all of the word is Romans 8:28, and it says, "For we know that all things work together for good to them that love God, who are called according to his purpose." Can I tell you that just because you're broken doesn't mean you can't be fixed? And trust me, God is really trying to work this out for your good. And no matter where you are, no matter who you are, if you're listening, if you're broken right now, you don't have Jesus, there's no fixing you. there's no fixing it. You can try. You can do whatever you want to do. You can do all kinds of things. But can I suggest to you that the one who can fix it is Jesus? You can take your broken pieces. He can take your broken pieces and make a masterpiece out of you. He can take where you've been hurt. He can fix it. He can mend that broken heart. He can do it. All you have to do is give him the opportunity to really work on you and fix you. And all it simply starts by doing is accepting him as your personal Lord and Savior. You know, the one thing about things that are broken, anything that's broken can't be fixed unless it first says it's broken. So to you out there who are afraid to say you're broken, or who are afraid to say there's some broken areas in your life, who are afraid to admit that your marriage is broken, who are afraid to admit that your finances are broken, too afraid to admit that your finances are broken, there's nothing that can be done about that until you first say, I'm broken and I need somebody to come in and fix it. And the one who can come in and fix it, the one who can do it, is the one that sits high and looks low, and his name is Jesus. And today you can accept him as your personal Lord and Savior, and he can change your life. I'm a living testimony that he can take somebody who was broken and fix it. He can take somebody who was a former street thug and done all kinds of wrong things and traveled the wrong path, and he still had to break me so he can bless me to get me where I'm at today. And if he can do it for me, he can certainly do the same for you. So again, let me just give you those tips one more time. The wisdom stone is see the blessing in your brokenness. Number one, don't allow brokenness to make you bitter. Allow it to make you better. Number two, don't let the brokenness turn into bitterness that resides in your heart, because then there's no room for nothing else. And understand, if it's broken, it can be fixed. Man, God bless you guys. I hope this wisdom stone touched somebody. Share it with somebody who you know is going through something. Like it, share it, post it. I know many people need to hear that word about they're broken, they're struggling right now. They need to get that word to know that there's a blessing in their brokenness, so they can say like the psalmist, it was good for me that I've been afflicted, because if I had not been afflicted, I wouldn't know the goodness of God, man. So thank you so much. I hope that wisdom stone blessed a lot of you. I see the comments, I see the stars coming, I see the likes. Thank you so much for tuning in. God bless you. But let's have some fun. Let's have some fun. We are getting ready to open it up to you, the people, the listeners, the fans. Thank you so much. Like I said, this is episode number 5, and all month of November, what we do is we like to be a blessing to someone who's watching the show, who's commenting. So every time you share, every time you like, every time you comment, you actually enter yourself into what we like to call the Stepping Stones contest. And so what we do is we try to give away something every month to somebody who's listening, a random person. And it's kind of hard because we get over 300 listeners we get over 300 views each and every week. And that number is just going to grow. But during November, we reached over about 700 people, and we're glad about it. And so we had to put all these names in a hat, everybody who commented, and we're giving away a Visa gift card. And this morning we drew the name out of the hat. And if you're watching, praise God for you. This November's winner for the $10 Visa gift card, if I had a drum roll, I would play it, but it's none other than, we drew the name Liz Dabbs. Liz Dabbs, if you're listening, if you're watching, wherever you are, please drop a comment letting us know that you're listening. You are the winner of our $10 Visa gift card. Shoot us your email. If somebody's watching or listening who knows Liz, let her know that she's the winner. We want to hear from you, Liz. We want to let you know that you're our winner. Hey, so keep commenting, keep watching, keep tuning in. Comment, that enters you in. So as long as you're commenting, as long as you're watching, as long as you're sharing, you get entered in. So this month we're watching, we're sharing, share your stories. The more you share, the more you do it, the more you have a chance to win. So congratulations to Liz Dabbs, the winner of the $10 Visa gift card. Please reach out to us, get us your information. We want to get that to you. We want to be a blessing to you, because you've certainly been a blessing to us by watching the show and commenting. And so now one of my favorite parts of the show is I get to interact with the people. So I'm gonna throw it to the mothership all the way in Michigan. Hey, John, what's going on, man? Let's talk to the people. The phone lines are open now, so please feel free to call in. But John, do we have any questions or comments from the people that we need to address?
Well, first of all, I want to correct you. The phone lines are not open. There's some technical difficulties. So for now, you can just comment your questions and we'll answer them in the comment section.
All right. No phone lines. No phone lines.
No phone lines this week. But we do have questions from the Stepping Stones inbox. You ready for one?
I'm ready. Go ahead and shoot.
All right. The first one was in the Stepping Stones inbox from Anonymous. How do I find my purpose so I have something to shoot for in 2018?
Wow, really good question. I like that. And, Rick Warren, books sold millions. We know it, The Purpose-Driven Life. And because there are a lot of people who are looking for their purpose. They're looking for what they're trying to do. If I could simply answer that question, what I would say to you is understand that your purpose is typically connected to your passion, which is connected to God's plan for your life. So first, to find your purpose, start to identify what you're passionate about. I tell people all the time, God loves what we're passionate about, and he can use what we're passionate about. So whatever you're passionate about, that plugs into your purpose. And so maybe you're passionate about, doing outdoor things. Start to see some outdoor things that you can do. Start to seek that, and you'll find your purpose in your passion. Things that you enjoy to do, things that you like to do, things that you may naturally just be good at or drawn to. So identify your passion, which will in turn will help you find your purpose, which ultimately will help you fit into God's plan for your life. So that's what I have to say. I hope that helps you. Thank you for shooting that question out here. Any other questions?
Yeah, we do have a second question, once again, anonymous, and it was in the Stepping Stones inbox. I would like to say also, if you want your questions answered here on Stepping Stones Live, you could just leave it in the comment section. All right, this question says, I'm already successful and have accomplished nearly everything I've wanted in life. I don't think there's really anything else for me to do moving forward. Your thoughts?
Oh man, okay. Hey, I wish I was you. If you've accomplished everything, man, kudos to you. God bless you. So what I would say to this particular person is that you've accomplished everything and you've done everything that you felt like you need to accomplish, and there's nothing for you to strive for. Here's what you do: you teach somebody else. Sometimes we drop the ball on duplication. Or emulation. I think it's important. I think a lot of people drop the ball, especially successful people, that once you're successful, once you've reached the pinnacle of success in your own mind, the next step is you need to start teaching somebody how to do exactly what you did so they can get what you got. So you need to find somebody, identify somebody that's close to you, that you can start to teach them to do what you did, because I'm sure everybody listening would love to be in your position. And so finding somebody who's not as successful as you, maybe not doing the things that you're doing, connect with them and start to teach them to do what you did. Hey, I love to be that person. Hey, whoever you are, hey, teach me how you accomplished everything in your life. And I'm being so serious. But if you have children, start to teach your children. If you have a close friend, start to teach your friend. Teach them to do exactly what you did. And that, again, you'll find your purpose in that. Because once you find your purpose in that, then you can help somebody else carry on a legacy of being successful and give them something to strive for. So emulate yourself and try to duplicate yourself and other people is what I would say to that person.
That's awesome. We are out of questions. Like I said, if you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. So yeah, the floor is yours, Chris. What else you got to share with us?
Man, no. So we got a few minutes left. I just want to tell you guys about a lot of things that's getting ready to happen since there's no more questions. I see all the comments flowing in. Amen. Pastor Lana, thank you for listening to Lisa Kelly. God bless you. And all the people who are listening and watching the show, thank you. I just want to give you a sneak peek again into a little bit of 2018 of what we're doing as the Csteps team. My team and I have been working hard behind the scenes to really bring a lot of content to you. So starting January, we're starting with our theme, the Make War theme for 2018. John, you'll know this reference. So Tadashi had a song years ago called "Make War." During the song, before the song came on, the preacher was preaching, and the preacher says, so many times we murmur about the things that are going on in our life, but we don't make war against the things that we don't like. And so that kind of resonated with me way back 2 years ago. And my theme for 2018 is that it's time for us to start making war against the things that we don't like. Make war against domestic violence, make war against mental health issues, make war against all the things that people are facing in life. So our theme for 2018 as a company is we are going to help you make war. We're going to help you wage war against anything that's causing you to struggle, anything that's financial difficulties, whatever the case may be. We're going to help you make war against it. We're going to make war against divorce by teaching people how to have happy marriages. We're going to make war against a whole lot of stuff. So 2018 is going to be a great big year. We've got a lot of stuff. Actually, in the next few days, I will be releasing the Csteps vision for the world to see what we're trying to do in 2018. As far as Csteps, Conquering Steps Live goes, make sure, like I said, to continue to tune in this month as we continue to give you those tips and tools to build momentum going into 2018. But here's the kicker. In January, I really want to help people with their finances. I talk to a lot of people who are going through some financial difficulties, who are struggling financially. We're going to have guests on the show who are financial advisors who will help you get your money right. I promise you, you don't want to miss January. As all of January, we really deal with how to get out of debt, how to create a residual income, how to do things financially, how to manage your money better, how to write a budget, all kinds of stuff. We're going to run the gamut in January on financial freedom. I want to help people not pay the stupid tax. If you don't know what the stupid tax is, you want to tune in January when I teach you how to not pay the stupid tax. So January is dedicated fully to finances because a lot of people, start to try to get their money right in January, waiting for those income tax dollars to come in. And I don't want anybody to make foolish decisions with your finances. And here's a word for somebody out there listening right now. You're brighter than your bank account. You are brighter than your bank account. I want to show you how to take that brightness and turn it into bucks. I think I'm going to say that again. Somebody missed that. Somebody who's listening right now, you are brighter than your bank account. But I want to teach you how to turn that brightness into bucks so you can make some money and have some money in your bank account, because you need to get out of where you are. Also, February. We know February is Valentine's Day. As a company, we're having an event in February. Don't have a title for the event yet, but it is going to be an event. It's going to be a seminar on how to teach people to have long-lasting relationships. Anybody knows me knows relationship counseling is what I do, but couples counseling is where my heart is. Marriage counseling is where my heart is. And I got so much to give you. This event is going to be great. All of our events, by the way, what we do three things at all of our events. A, we want to entertain you. B, we want to educate you. C, we want to edify you. So if you're looking to come, if you want to know what Csteps events are about, they're about three things: entertaining you, educating you, and edifying you. That alone should make you want to buy a ticket. So we'll start to release some of that stuff coming up in the near future. John, we got a big show coming up in a couple weeks, man. I'll be there.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I'll be at the mothership.
I'll be at the mothership. So I will be live in Michigan, man. Kicking it with you. It's going to be a big show. Big show. First time live in Michigan, man. It'll be fun. We're going to do that. But other than that, thank you so much. I really don't have much more to give you guys. I hope this show was a blessing to you. Again, like, share, post. Did we ever get a response from Liz Dad? Did anybody reach out to Liz and tell her that she won?
She was tagged in the comment section. That's all I know.
Oh, it looks like I have a question here. I see a question. It says, how do you plan your day? How far in advance? And the best advice on that. So let me answer that question really quickly, because it's a great question. I like to not just plan my day, but often plan my week. Preparation is so key to success. The better prepared you are, the better day you can have. And so if you prepare, and here's what a lot of people miss out when you're planning your day: make sure that you have wiggle room within your day. I've seen this, and it's kind of funny, but it's also true. When I worked at LifeWorks in the office, when I would come in, a lady in the corner, she had her corner office and she had her cubicle, and it was all set up, but she had this big plaque, and it said this. It said, "Blessed are the flexible, for they will never be bent out of shape. I'm gonna say that again. It said, blessed are the flexible, for they will never be bent out of shape. And so, yes, you want to plan your day. You want to utilize time wisely. So planning, if you can plan your week, definitely plan your week. I like to start to put things in place a week ahead of time. If you can plan it out further than that, that's great. I always say you want to be looking ahead while staying in the moment. You know, you want to look ahead while staying in the moment. And one of my mentors always said this: live every day like it's your last, but plan to live a long time. Live every day like it's your last, but plan to live a long time. What I'm simply saying is this: every day, tell those you love that you love them. Attack the day with everything that you have. Give it your best. And you also want to really just embrace every moment. You want to embrace every single moment. This Sunday, I was talking to one of the greatest guys at our church, Alan Miller, and he was just talking about now he just had a century birthday. I won't say what century birthday that was. And he said he just loves the fact that he gets to hold his grandbabies and really do nothing but love on them. And he maximizes that moment because he enjoys that moment. So enjoy the moments that you have during your day, but plan your day. Think about things that you need to do. Make a list. Make a task list. I'm big on task lists. Tasks are important so you can check them off, because every task that you accomplish gives you a sense of accomplishment. So make sure you're planning, putting tasks, writing things down, having a calendar set up, keeping your calendar in front of you. Do it as far in advance as you can, but also have some flexibility in there. So thank you for that question. I'm trying to see if I see any other questions while I'm scrolling through here, because it's a lot.
We got 5 minutes left, so any questions, go ahead and leave them in the comments section. Questions.
We seen that Liz Dabs won. I'm just looking here, trying to scroll through the comments. I think we knocked it all out the park. I think we got all the questions. I think we got all the comments answered. Also, we want to hear from you. Tell us what we can do. Shoot topics to us. Hey, we are open to hear your topics. You know, if you got something you want to talk about, something you're thinking about, man, please inbox us, man. We want to take all the comments in consideration. We want to bring it to the forefront. We want to talk about it, no matter what it is, no matter how silly you may think it is or how controversial you may think it is. Send it to us. Your topic may be something that we deal with right here on the show. So make sure you do that. Make sure, shameless plug for Csteps. Hey, shop Csteps. If you go to our website is up and running, csteps.org. If you're looking for counseling, consulting, life coaching, we offer all of those different things, no matter what it is. If you're trying to get your life in track and just trying to have goals, we do that. If you're dealing with depression, anxiety, relationship problems, we do that. If you're trying to launch
Prophecy has a suggestion.
Prophecy has a suggestion. What's that suggestion?
Dating. I think that's February, though.
That is February. That is February. Prophecy, I will say stay tuned for February. Everything regarding dating, singleness, married life, you name it. I'm dealing with it in February. I mean, February is going to be, as the young folks say, lit. It will be lit. So I don't care. Single, old, in between, young, married, divorced. I'm dealing with it all in February. So Prophecy, it is going to happen in February. Come to the event that we're having in February. Tell you, it is going to change your life. I promise you. So I like it. Any other suggestions coming in there?
I don't see any other suggestions, but I will say I'm really much looking forward to the show in 2 weeks that we'll be doing. I believe that's the 20th. I'm really looking forward to the Michigan show. And if you can allow me to plug in something. I mean, I know this doesn't have anything to do with our demographic, but on the 17th of December, for anyone who is a wrestling fan, if you know any wrestling fans, I will be doing a Clash of the Champions post-show special with live calls with my brother, comment section, just like we do Stepping Stones, but it will be just me producing and giving the content. There'll be live phones, like I said. It'll be Clash of the Champions post-show special, and the last half hour of Clash of the Champions, I will be doing live commentary as well. So it'll be like a 2-hour special for the wrestling fan in your life. Let them know.
Nice. Hey, what's funny, what you guys don't know about me and John, we're both big wrestling fans. Every Monday, watching wrestling. and I'll give them a little sneak peek. Maybe somebody's listening. One of the coolest things that we did when I pastored the church, we had what was called the pay-per-view outreach. And it was a great success. It was a big hit. What we would do is we would have a free pay-per-view event for people who couldn't afford the pay-per-view, the wrestling event, whether it be WrestleMania, any pay-per-view that was going on. We opened the doors of the church, had people come into the church. Our food ministry put on a meal, and we really just fed people, and people watched the pay-per-view. And here was the prerequisite. Here was the kicker. The only thing that you had to do to get through the door is you had to come and hear the message. And we would preach Jesus, and the message would be preached, and people would just enjoy food and fellowship. So we use creative ways to really implement the gospel. So those pay-per-view outreaches, John, man, those were really fun, man. Those were really good. It was a creative way. It was a creative way, man, when we engaged the community. We mixed wrestling with faith, and I mean, it was great. But man, we got to get out of here. It's 11:29.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what it is. We always like to say this to end the show, man, your next step can change your world, but a step towards Jesus can change your life. Man, thank you for tuning in to Stepping Stones Live. We'll be back next week, same time, same place. So make sure you tune in. Peace.